Hey, you're back with me for another episode of Speaking from the Heart with Michael Ward. So very excited to be back, as always, for another episode with you all. This has really been great, like the last couple of conversations we've been having. As always, I try to go in the comments and get in as much as I can, but it's been like extremely busy. So forgive me, blame my mind and not my heart. But I've just been having a lot of things going on in my personal life, family situations. If you've watched the caregiving video, um, wow, it's ramped up a little bit. So I've been trying to be as present as possible in the relationships that are important to me, my family, my friends, and loving on them and spending as much time with them. So I apologize if you've left comments or shared things on the last few videos. I haven't had a chance to get to them, so I would try to as much as I can in the next few days. And if you haven't watched the caregiving video or even any of the other episodes, definitely make sure that you check them out and all the incredible shows and content that we have on CNP TV that will keep you entertained as we take this journey with me, Michael Ward. But as always, like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend about the show so we can keep these conversations happening and moving. I wanted to talk this week about shame and how it's presented itself in my life and some of the ways that I've been able to kind of work through it. I don't want to say get through it or get over it, but kind of work through it because I believe I'm a work in progress and I haven't arrived at my destination of who I will be. And I'll probably always be working on myself. It's kind of just what I've told myself as I've gone through this journey. But I posted a while ago, if you go to my socials, my Instagram, one of those, but I made a post about going to the doctor's office and I had to change my medical care team because I felt at my old doctor's office that I wasn't really being as truthful as I could be about my sexual activity and the things that I enjoy in my sex life. And just feeling like it was time for a change. There were a number of administrative and different things like that that were happening that I just felt like it was time for me to find another care team, and it was a very tough decision for me to make. I'll tell that story, but I kinda wanted to say why I made that post because I got a lot of feedback offline and from people sliding in my DMs and sending me messages that they were really grateful and thankful that I talked about it because they might not have been able to be as open or they had been thinking about changing healthcare providers or even the conversations that they had with their healthcare providers, they felt like we're not affirming them and they were feeling a little bit shamed and not willing to, I wouldn't say not willing to, but not able to sort of have those conversations with their doctors about their sex lives that really are necessary because it helps them get in care, stay in care, get treated if need be, and get preventative care if need be as well. So I will honestly say that as private as a person that I am, and as public as a person that I've become by doing these videos with you all, I did sit with that for a while. And I had to make sure for me that I was ready to put that out there. I don't think that it's as bad sometimes in my mind that I think about it, but I also recognize that I now have my babies. I call my babies, I call my nephew, my nieces, and my two god kids, my babies, because I don't have any kids right now. Who knows what may happen in the future? But I recognize that I have young eyes on my social media that I didn't really have before. And I've had to kind of be cognizant of that and have these conversations with family members, different people in my life about what it is that I do and this journey that I'm taking and I'm stepping into with it. And so I had to sit with myself on the post to say that this is going to spark a conversation and if I can be the person to do that, then why not? Why not do that? But I did feel a little bit of shame even in posting that because I'm grown, I have sex, I talk about sex, I have these conversations with my crew, my friends and my chosen family, but it's a difference when it's just open to the public. And I'm still navigating through what that looks like. But I'm so glad that I did do that because like I said, the messages and the things that I got from people was like, thank you for speaking out about that because I haven't been able to say that to my doctor because the last time I talked to my doctor about getting on PrEP, they told me that if I was in, you know, a monogamous relationship or if I just had one sexual partner that maybe PrEP wasn't the option for me, or maybe we should discuss it later, or didn't even know about PrEP, didn't even know, about certain things that would have kept them healthy. And so in this conversation, I'm like, no, you have to go in and be your best advocate. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to be able to have a decision in the healthcare, to keep yourself healthy. And I learned a very, very long time ago that I had to be an advocate for myself, dating back to my one of my first times of getting an HIV test when I was in college. I'll never forget sitting in front of the counselor at the time, and as a part of the questionnaire, they ask you how many sexual partners, like the last time that you've had sex, and all of these kind of things. And normally I'm not always truthful. Well, I would say at that time, I was not always truthful when I was like 18, because I did not want them to look at me like I was a hoe or a freak or a sexual deviant, all of these kind of things. And sometimes you just want to keep it cute. You like, "Meh," you know, in the last 6 months, two, maybe three, I try to keep it cute. Like maybe two or kind of three or whatever. And this particular time when I went in, I was just kind of like, listen, I'm here. It's time. And I was going down the questionnaire, the things that I like to do, how many sexual partners, all of that. And she looked at me and she was like, so you realize that you've had this number of sexual partners in this amount of months? That's, almost this many people that you're having sex with a week. And I said, okay, I know it. I did it. And that's why I'm here because I want to make sure, that everything is taken care of, that everything is together. And in that moment, I was like, I'm not going to let you shame me for having the sex that I enjoy. But furthermore, I'm in here making sure that I'm healthy and my sexual partners as well. I can notify them if I have anything that needs to be, treated. And in that moment, I really was proud of myself for being able to stand up and say, okay, I'm here, for being able to say all of that to her. But I recognize that it took me a while to be able to get to that point, to be able to, work through that shame of like, oh my God, I'm here. I hope nobody sees me. I hope nobody knows that it's Michael Ward that's in here at the Board of Health or at the clinic, getting tested and treated. And I hate that feeling, and I hate sometimes that I even allowed myself to succumb to that if I didn't get tested or maybe I wasn't as truthful as I was before. But using my voice little by little and taking baby steps each time and sitting with myself to say, no, you did it. You're an adult. There's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing that you did wrong. And that took time. That really took time to be able to learn my voice and to use my voice and advocate for myself in those settings with doctors and with nurses and counselors and all of those things. It really took time. And even when I made that decision to switch my care team, it was like, I don't want to say that you all have done anything wrong, because I feel like we had a really great it sounds like a breakup speech, doesn't it? But I felt like we had a really great run. We had a really great run. You know, you all were the first people that I connected with when I needed care here in Atlanta. And I feel like it's just time that we shake it up. Shake it up. I find another practice that may be more affirming, that may be more LGBTQIA plus focused, that I'm able to not lie to my doctor. And I can sit in front of my doctor and tell them everything that I've done in the past 3 to 6 months from the last time. Or if I get notified that I have an STI, that I can tell them that, hey, I need to come in or can you treat me or any of those things. So I had to find that office. And so it was a clean break. It wasn't any hard feelings on my end, but I was able to find a provider that really affirms me and looks at me holistically. And it's not just treating the disease, it's treating everything, and it's asking the questions about my life. And am I dating? Do I have a boyfriend or husband? How is my family? How is my mind? Is everything okay? I feel like a person. I don't feel like a number. I don't feel like they're checking off my appointment for the day. I feel seen. Wow. Wow. I think that's one of the important things. I feel seen and I feel heard. And I feel like I have an active care in my health now. It is refreshing. It's so refreshing. I smile about it now because I have an upcoming doctor's appointment and it's a moment where it's like, wow, okay. I can just be myself and I can exist in that. And making that post, I didn't recognize and realize at the time that it would resonate with people in the way that it did. And I also recognize the privilege of me living in Atlanta. But I hope if you're listening or watching this video and you're not in, a city that you can find that kind of care, that hopefully you can find them in the future, or even with speaking with your chosen family or your friends, maybe asking around certain networks, social circles. I don't know if telehealth is available that's out there, but don't be scared to advocate for your for you, for you is what I'm getting at with that. And I would say as well the amount of pride that the amount of pride that I feel in myself of being able to now now use my voice. I feel a sense of pride in who I am in the work that I do and in the community that I'm a part of. And you can't shame me for that, regardless of what your religion tells you, regardless of what your own isms and schisms will tell you about the lifestyle that I lead. I don't. I don't feel a sense of shame for loving who I love and doing this work. So I say it at the family barbecue. I'm gonna say it at the family reunions. I will talk to anybody that respects me and will listen with an open heart and an open mind about who I am and where I am in my journey. Um, and it's taken me a while to get there too. It's taken me a while to get there with my family. I look back and I reflect on who and where I used to be in my life and where I am now, to work through those feelings of shame about the things that I'm doing in my life. And I have to pat myself on the back about it. And I will just end this by saying that you're valuable, that you're worthy, that you are loved and worthy of love and being loved healthily. And maybe I'm affirming myself at the same time that I'm affirming you all, because these videos help me as much as I hope that, you know, they resonate with you all in there. So, as always, I like to make these things conversational. So, I will get to as many comments, messages. I love when y'all send me these things as I can. Please check out everything else that is going on with CNP TV. I thank you all for coming back to another episode. And with everything that is going on right now, please just be good to yourself, be safe, and I will talk with you all later.